for another video. And today, we're going back to our roots. Oh yes, it's time for a grocery haul video. Miss Henny thought you might enjoy seeing what we got up to this spring, and that included a gigantic pantry restock. Like most families who are living below the poverty line, aka economically challenged, aka PO, we time our restocks to certain fiscal events. When my spouse, the always lovely and adorable Chumpy, was still working, it was 3 paycheck months that we used to get ahead. However, now that they are retired and on a disability pension, we time our big shops to tax time. Oh yes, we put that tax return to good use, and you're going to see at the end of the video how we spent it and what we spent it on. You're also going to see that we used some gift cards to offset the cost. And in case you're wondering how and who gave us these gift cards, we earned them from our credit card company. We charge everything, all of our bills that repeat every month. I'm talking mortgage, water, gas, electric, etc. The things we have to pay no matter what, that we always have money set aside for in the budget. We charge those and then pay them off right away and earn points. And about 2 or 3 times a year, we're able to cash those points out for gift cards that we use to pay for groceries. It has been such a lifesaver. Sometimes it was the only money that we had to buy groceries with. Those gift cards were the only way we were able to eat that month and keep body and soul together. And because we pay off our balance right away, there's never any charges or fees or interest or any penalties for doing this. There's literally no downside. And for all of you wondering, well, Miss Peg, you didn't get 3 paycheck months? No. Before I became a full-time caregiver to the always adorable and amazing Chumpy and a full-time housefrau, your girl Peg was a waitress. That's right. Service with a smile. I was working brunch, y'all. And I loved it. Absolutely loved working as a waitress. Which I'm sure will be confusing to a few. Because they'll be like, but you're autistic. And socially awkward. And legit terrified of strangers. How do you do that? It's called masking. Yes, we're all very good at that. So I just masked during my shift, and nobody knew. Nobody knew I was autistic. They were like, that girl's a little weird, that girl's a little quirky, but no one sussed me out. And my customers love me because, like I've discussed before, I have high empathy autism. So your concerns are my concerns. Your needs are more important than my needs. I always went above and beyond for the people at my tables. And it showed in my tips. And that's what we used from my contributions, from my paychecks to get ahead. When I would have those big, big tips, we would catch up on our bills or buy whatever we needed or fix up whatever we needed to fix up, whether it was the house or the car, etc., etc. I don't know about you, friends, but it seems like when you're poor and don't have any money to spare, that's when everything decides to break. And to all of my lovely friends who are watching and are like, waitressing is a nightmare. What are you talking about, Miss Peg? Girl, you are straight up cuckoo banana pants crazy. Well, I got lucky. I waitressed at a really good place. Tipping was mandatory. Oh yes, any table that sat down, you had to leave a 15% gratuity. So I never got any of those weird Jesus loves you pamphlets as a tip, or those I'm gonna rate your service with pennies kind of tips. No. Thankfully, I was spared from all those wackadoo shenanigans. And if you're watching and do that, friends, please stop. You are better than that. Your waitresses and waiters work so hard. Please just leave them a normal cash tip. This is not the time to convert or save their soul, nor give them like little mini Yelp reviews. They are not interested, okay? They are interested in paying their bills and putting food in their bellies. Thank you. PSA over. We also got paid an amazing hourly rate. Oh yes, it was not like a lot of places where they pay you $2 and you have to survive on your tips. No, no, no. We were paid $4 above minimum wage. So that helped a lot. It's easy to love your job when you're being paid appropriately for all of your hard work and effort. So that could be why my experiences and my thoughts and feelings on waitressing are so different from my companions who are still in the field, suffering a lot of grief and injustices. So I hear you. I recognize you, and I see you, and I understand if you don't feel the same way that I feel about working in the service industry. There were only really two things that I did not like about that job, and the first was that I had to split my tips with my busboys. And normally, I wouldn't care about that. But unfortunately, our busboys never bust our tables. So I would literally have to bust my own tables and then pay them for it. You tell me if that makes sense, friends. Like most autistic people that I know, I am overly obsessed with the concept of fairness. And if something is not fair, it bothers me to my core. And this situation smacked of, but it's not fair. It doesn't make any sense. And no matter how many times I brought it up to management, they weren't receptive. And ultimately did not want to rock the boat or make changes or make people do their job. So, didn't sit well with me. Another thing that worked in my favor was that I waitressed in a college town. So we got a lot of big spenders in. A lot of professors and high earners. So our tips were probably better than people who waitressed in blue-collar towns. Sometimes I think it was a competition. Oh, let me get the bill. Oh, let me show you how generous I am at this work meeting over brunch. They wanted to look good. The only bad thing about that, and this, I promise friends, is not a humble brag, and was my problem number 2 of why I did not like working here and why I did not like my job. I would get hit on a lot. Like, a lot. And never by anyone my own age. Oh no, it was always the professors or the football coaches. Apparently, if you're 10 to 15 years older than me, I'm your type. Like the song says, I was simply irresistible. Oh yes, I was Gen X nip. I don't know what screams broodmare or third wife about me, but apparently they could not keep all those thoughts to themselves, and I wish they did. For 2 reasons. 1, I had a ring on my finger, so that's highly disrespectful to my lovely and adorable Choompi. I'm sorry, somebody has already claimed this. And 2, I'm ace, so like the song that says, I only have eyes for you. Yeah, I really only have eyes for my Choompi. Everybody else to me is like a couch or a lamp or like a Ken doll. I don't even see people that way. It's just biology. They're just bodies. There's no attraction there, and there never will be. They're barking up the wrong tree and wasting their time. And mine. Being ace, I get really uncomfortable when someone comments on my appearance because honestly, appearance doesn't have any value and doesn't matter to me. I don't care what people think about my appearance. I don't care if somebody thinks I'm pretty or not. Beauty, it's not a core value of mine in the first place. I value kindness, number 1, and number 2, intelligence. So am I being a kind and good person? Am I being helpful? Am I being loving? Am I being good to my friends, family, neighbors, community, etc.? And am I working on growing and learning new things and becoming a better and more educated person every day for the rest of my life? That's what's important to me. I really don't care if you think I'm pretty. It doesn't matter to me. So all this focus and attention on me, for in my mind, all the wrong reasons, it was so upsetting. There are times where I wished I could just kind of disappear and that the floor would rise up and swallow me whole. And in case anyone is curious, my best tip did not come from a professor or football coach or bigwig muckety muck. No, it came from the most adorable pair of little old ladies that I served brunch to on Mother's Day weekend. They tipped me $70. And remember, this is pre-COVID, pre-inflation, so like double or triple that. That's what it would be now. And I asked them like 4 times, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And they said, oh yes, honey, take it, take it. It was so sweet. They were the best. But getting back to the topic at hand, story time with Peg over, walk down memory lane aside, long story long, that's how we used to survive and restock our pantry in the past, was 3 paycheck weeks, or when I got monster tips. Now, it's tax time. Before diving on in to our huge pantry restock haul, I would like to remind people that we are a family with food allergies, food intolerances, and food aversions due to autism. So that's why you're going to see sometimes we shop store brand, sometimes we have to be brand loyal. It all depends on safety. There is really no point of saving $3 only to turn around and spend $3,500 for an ambulance ride and $15,000 for a 4-day stay in the ICU. Oh yes, the joys of being an American and not having universal health care. You're always one emergency away from total financial ruin. But we're the best country in the world, right? Isn't that what they love to tell us, folks? Or, if we want to be real and not hold back or mince words, I know it's morbid, but it's also not worth the cost of a funeral or cremation. I've heard that's upward to 15 or 20 grand right about now. Maybe 9 if you choose all the cheap options. So yeah, it's not really saving any money. So please keep that in mind before you type out a very long-winded, inappropriate comment telling me how my family is not frugal and we could be saving a lot more money and we're choosing to be poor. Oh yeah, I get messages like that. Always on direct message because they're cowards and they don't want my friends and family to attack them or come to my rescue or aid. Not that I need it. I don't need anyone to white knight for me, but you know, my friends and family love me, so they do, whether I ask them to or not. My favorite was when someone told me I should just be eating like rice and beans. Yeah, we can't because of allergies and food intolerances and food aversions. So, yeah, thanks. We will not be implementing that suggestion. Oh boy. It reminds me of that episode where they had the suggestion box and it was just the paper shredder. I feel like I need that more and more in life the older I get. It's like, yeah, suggestions straight into the paper shredder. That's what I think of it. So yeah, feel free to think those comments, but if you leave them, I'm just going to delete them. And if you become like aggressive with it or super negative, I'm just going to block you because Henny and I don't tolerate bullying. And we keep this as a safe space for everybody. But to all the nice people who are watching and aren't hate watching or watching to troll me or pick on disabled people or poor people, because some people like to do that to have a good time. I don't understand it, but to each their own. I hope you enjoy it. I made sure to list all the prices because I know I like to see what people are paying because prices vary from state to state, country to country. And I don't know, I just find it fascinating how much bread costs all over the world. You know, what my groceries would cost if I lived in a different state or a different country would be cheaper, would be more expensive. So I made sure to do that for you, and I also included every time that I got a coupon or a discount or free shipping just to prove that I'm trying to be frugal, I'm doing my best. But you know what, these allergy-friendly brands, they rarely go on sale, they rarely go on special. A lot of times, those offers just aren't there. Now that all of those issues have been addressed, let's dive on in. And in honor of my sweet spouse, the always adorable and lovely Choompi, I'm gonna put on some spooky tunes for you. Oh yes, it's that time of year, friends. Halloween is just around the corner. And they cannot be more thrilled. Halloween is like their Christmas. So all my lovely ghouls and goblins, kick back, relax, and enjoy our monster restock. Since I had to donate my old one, I picked up a brand new, much lighter and more disability-friendly blender. Oh yes, my last one was a whopping 20 pounds. And with my lifting restriction being 5 pounds, you can see how that was a big problem. And in case you're wondering, in case you too lack upper arm strength or the ability to lift heavy things safely and need those accommodations as well, this little beauty came right in at my limit, just 5 pounds. I hope this heads up and hot little tip helps somebody else. Oh yes, I can feel those caustic comments rolling in right about now. Miss Peg, a blender, is a want, not a need. Well, my judgy darling. Unfortunately, I have not yet trained Henny on how to operate a blender. So, until that lovely day, all cooking tasks fall to me. So I'm going to respectfully disagree that this blender is, like Baloo says, a bare necessity. These are always the same people who yell at me on my grocery haul videos that I should just buy one head of cabbage and shred it myself to save money, or one block of cheese and shred it myself to save money, but then they get mad when I buy a tool to shred it for me. It's almost like they just will never be satisfied. Huh, fancy that. Funny, isn't it? How miserable people are just gonna keep being miserable? And you can't please them no matter what you do? Even when you do literally what they just told you to do. It's all a good lesson in stop living for others and just start living for yourselves. And do what's best for you and ignore the haters, because they're never gonna stop coming for you. They always come for my throat, even when I do what they want. And I know someone will be like, Peg, just buy a box grater. They're $3 at Walmart. You'll save so much money. There, I solved all your problems for you. Aren't you lucky that I stumbled upon you, you poor, stupid, autistic person? You really needed my help. I'm college educated, top of my class, graduated with honors. Don't you think if I could use a box grater, I would have already thought of that? I'm disabled. I can't use that. It's either use this machine or buy it pre-ground and pre-shredded. There is no in between. You can't always have it your way. This is not Burger King. Okay? You have to pick a side. Either you want me to save money grading it myself, or you want me to save money by not buying a blender and buying it pre-shredded. There is no in between. Ugh, Lord, save me from your children. Really. I don't know about you, friends, but these people wear me out. Rent aside, as you can see, we had money left over, which meant time to stock up on warm and cozy things. While the rest of the U.S. was in a heat wave, people in my state were still shoveling out our driveways. Oh yes, friends, we get snow from September to May. The Chimpy and I live in a winter wonderland, which means spring is the perfect time to stock up on winter essentials. They'll be on sale, and we can still use them for 2 or 3 more months. I got this red pair of cozy mucklucks for my sweet Chimpy, because red is their favorite color. Although, let's be honest, because we have the same size foot, I will probably be stealing these for myself occasionally. These slippers are great for when you just have to run outside real quick to grab the mail or do some small task and don't want to bother with putting on your heavy-duty winter boots. I got this gray pair for myself. Thankfully, it was also on sale for a steal of a deal. And because we had a little bit of money left over still, I thought it was time to replace the family teapot. Ours was looking worse for wear, and no amount of cleaning or scrubbing could get it back to tip-top shape. Of course, for the choompi, I picked out the color red. As you can see, we still have a little bit of money left, but I think I will put that into savings and keep it for a rainy day, because Lord knows some bill will trot on into our lives ASAP. There's a reason that our family motto is, "Oh, what new fresh hell is this?" Yes, we're ripe with calamity over here. You know it's bad when your own mother says, "Peg, if you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all, girl." And with that, we've come to the end of the video. Oh yes, it's time to say goodbye, friends. Before Henny and I disappear into the wild blue yonder, we'd like to thank you all for watching. It means a lot to us that of all the things you could have done with your precious free time, you chose to spend it with us. You're so sweet, friends. What's that, Henny? Oh, she wants me to remind you not to forget to peck a like and subscribe with your beak, and use those sharp clickety claws of yours to leave us a comment down below. Don't be shy, friends. It's a safe space. Henny and I, well, we don't bite. Didn't you know? Chickens don't have teeth, my dears. Until next time, please take great care of your amazing selves. Remember, you're precious and irreplaceable. You matter, my friends. Of all the people in the world, there's only one you, and you make it awesome. Would I lie? Oh, absolutely not. My chicken would not stand for it. Miss Henny is a girl with high standards and uncompromising and unwavering morals. You didn't know Metal House chickens swore an oath of honesty? Well, now you do. I'm lucky to have her for so many reasons, but one, she keeps me on the up and up. So, because of that, if I say you're great, you're great. You can trust me. Until next time, take care.
Bonus time!
That's right, friends. It's bonus time. Super mega rare boss round. Unlocked. By staying till the end, you get a mail call. The joke of the day. Brought to you by the one and only, my lovely moo mom. That's what we call her, friends, because she's the wife of a dairy farmer. Every day, she sends us a joke to try to lift our spirits and cheer us up, if only for a minute or two. So, if you're having a rough day, if life is not cooperating and seems to be sabotaging your best efforts every step of the way, Lord knows I'm with you, babes. We are in the Bad News Bears Club together. Henny and I want to share this joke with you. Hopefully, it'll make you smile. Maybe just a little one, and cheer you up, if only for a moment or two. So, here we go. One joke, brought to you by the best moo mom in the whole wide world. And of course, because it is that time of year, the spooky season, you know it has to be Halloween themed. How do you mend a broken jack-o'-lantern? With a pumpkin patch. Wah, 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 wah.